Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for still being here with me. Um, I think that before we get into the fun stuff, there are still things we need to address about the examinees. So I'm so sorry about that. We're just going to talk about that, and then we'll probably get to move into the fun stuff, the next one. Okay. So you must have understood that by now you can add examinees using files. You can also add examinees using, um, you know, this button over here manually. And I'm just going to do that. Okay. If you click on this, it's going to say the code will be assigned on addition. So it's just the same process as when you assign with a file, but you do not specify any examine code. So the system will automatically generate one for you. But if you want to assign one, okay, we could actually do that over here. So I'm just going to say Josh 79. Okay, and that's the code I'm going to assign for this. And I'm just going to make this as hidden as the passcode. You can also automatically generate, but you can also specify what you want. In this case, I'm just going to say hidden. And the student I just want to create is going to be called Joshua Peters. Okay, and gender, as you can see, is required. So I'm just going to do this. Class, do I need to specify this? It's not a required field, but I think I may just have to, just add something over here. So let's just say SS1. And then we click on add examinee. And the process goes on, and then process completes successfully. Now we can be able to find that examinee from over here. If I say Joshua, we can see the Joshua Peters, which we just added. And we can always view more information by clicking the more examining info over here, so we can see the examinee. Now we're going to talk about mapping examinees to groups and then to the exams in for the tutorial. So I'm not going to do that just about yet, but what I want to show you next is adding images to the examinees. And if we come to the group here, we would notice that we have about six, in this group over here, and none of them have images. Now, there are two ways we could actually link images to examinees. We could do that automatically. So let us say you have a team of people that what the job is to do is just to take pictures of these examinees or rename this file. So what we try to do is that we try to look at how this kind of process would normally work in reality. So let's say you have a scholarship examination whereby people upload their pictures online during the application process. You could download those files. Okay, so the only advice I'm going to give to you is that when naming those files, you may want to use the examinee code which you specify, or the one that is automatically generated to name those files. So over here, I'm just going to show you I have two images here which I want to link with my examinees. Now we can see that the name of this file is some number here. It corresponds to this examinee ID, and this other one over here corresponds to the very first examinee ID. So basically, it can be any extension: JPG, PNG, GIF. Okay. It could be any of those extensions, but the name of the file needs to correspond to an examinee ID to be automatically picked up by the system. These other one does not have any link whatsoever, so it's gonna be skipped by the process. So how do we go about doing that? If we come over here, we're gonna see link examining images from folder, and I'm just gonna say search and link only examinees without images. In this case, we've not added an image, so it's basically not gonna be required for this. I'm just gonna uncheck that in this case. But if you've added before, it might be good to just skip those other ones. So I'm gonna go through that folder. It's in my documents and SMEX tutorial, and this is the folder whereby I have all the images. We're just supposed to select the folder here. So if I select the folder, and I click start. Now we can see the information that two images were successfully processed and linked. Okay, because we noticed that there were just two of them, that which is for this and this. And to verify that this works, I'm just going to explore this examining full information. Now it's not showing here. What we can do is to reload this. Okay, we could reload this and try to find that examinee. So let's try to find that examinee once more, and then click on more information, and you can see that that image has been linked. So there are times whereby you add, some things, and then it doesn't automatically reflect. You just need to click on the refresh button. Okay, and it's gonna refresh it, and then we can see that information here. So if we go on to the next one which we linked, I believe it was for Anna, and we see examining full details. We can also see the image which we linked. Excuse me. So the other way which we could do, use to add, okay, if for instance I go to the sample examinee, and I say examine full details. Now I can say change image. We can change either directly with a webcam. So this application, you could install it, on many systems and connect them to the same Retos of application server. Okay, this is just one installation that is connected with one Retos application server. But the way we built it, you can have, a number of persons. So let us say during the registration phase, or just before they get into the exam hall, as the case may be, they could actually take a picture of them. Okay, because we're gonna show how that this picture can, be helpful for like security reasons, or like, curbing malpractices and the rest of them. Okay, and so it's good, to have the pictures of the students so that you can be able to identify them during the exam. Okay, so in this case I'm just going to choose from a file, but you can always get from a webcam. I don't want to do the webcam over here. So all right, so let's go to that folder which we've been working with for a while now, and I can select these one, and as you can see, the picture automatically loads up, and then we can save the changes. Now we've saved the changes, but the data is not reflected yet, so like we talked about, so you can come to the examinee tab and click on the refresh button, and if we go back to that examinee, and I'm just gonna look for the Peters. Oh, we did that for sample examinee. Sorry about that. Okay, so we did that for sample examinee, and yeah. So here we have the picture, and so that's about that. And you can always update all the information about this person. So you want to add a phone number sometime, you want to add information about the class, you want to add some other information or change, you can always do that. You can always change the image from here as well. You can delete the image completely, and yeah. But once you've assigned an examinee code, you cannot replace that. The examinee code needs to be unique for all students. It has to be unique. It's always unique. Okay, just as in the exams, the exam code is also unique. If we try to add an exam again with the same exam code, it's not going to allow us. I'm just going to demonstrate that so you see this. Okay, give me a second. So I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to select this file again, and as you can see, it's another exam already exists with the exam code. So even if we change the file name, it's not just gonna work. Okay, the exam code has to be unique, just as the examinee code needs to be unique as well. So that's about it for examinee information modification. Another thing before we go, sorry, as you can add examinees, you can also delete examinees, but you should be careful about this, because when you delete it, the data is gone. So you can right click on this and click on delete examinee, just as you can do for exams as well. Right click and click on delete exam. Now if you click on the delete exam, all students result data that are attached to that exam, they're just going to be lost. Okay, so we need to be careful about that. Now you can delete groups as well, but now when you delete groups, the examinees are not deleted, that are attached to that group. They are not deleted. Okay, the linkage is deleted, but the examinees still remain in the systems. But if you want to delete the examinees from the group, you come to delete group examinees. So this will delete all the examinees within that group, and then you can go on to delete the group if you want to do that. Okay, all right, I think that's about it. See you in the next tutorial.